Hello, my dear curious and studious students of surgery. Myself, Dr. Mahesh Chaudhary. I am warm welcoming you in my surgery lecture series. This surgery lecture series contains entire surgery with anesthesia, with radiology, with orthopedic. So stay tuned with us. Let's start our surgery lecture series. Welcome, dear students, in our surgery lecture number 32, that is the neoplasms of the colon. In this lecture, we will learn the neoplasms of the colon, polyps of the colon, hematomas of the colon, neoplastic tumors of the colon, and carcinoma of the colon. Now start with me. Neoplasms of the colon. Broadly, neoplasms of the colon and rectum can be classified into two groups. That is, the A is polyps and B is carcinoma. Now first we will see the polyps of the colon. Any circumscribed mass of tissue that arises from mucosa and protrudes into the lumen of the GI tract is called a polyp. This is a purely clinical term, and this term does not signify anything histopathologically. Polyps of the colon are classified as follows. Classification mainly involves inflammatory, hematomas, hyperplastic and neoplastic. Inflammatory are benign and lymphoid polyps, pseudopolyps, that is the ulcerative colitis. In the hematomas type, juvenile polyp, Peutz-Jeghers syndrome, Peutz-Jeghers polyp, hyperplastic polyps, and fourth is the neoplastic, that is the tubular adenoma, means adenomatous polyp, villus adenoma, that is the papilloma, and familiar polyposis coli. These are the types of the polyps of the colon. Dear students, you can watch the typical picture of the polyp in the intestine on your screen. This is the animated picture showing the clear-cut stages of the polyps in the colon. That is, the stage 0 is very superficial in the mucosal layer. First stage is showing the root of the polyp is situated and the mucous membrane of the intestine. Second stage in the mucus and submucous, and third stage mucus and muscular, and the fourth stage is in the mucus, submucous, muscular and the serosal layer of the colon. This is the stepwise image are seen on your screen. This is the polypectomy by the snare, by the endoscope. On your screen you are watching. This is the multiple polyps of the large intestine you can watch on your screen. Now the hematomas. First, the juvenile polyps. As the name suggests, this polyp principally occurs in the children in the first decade of the life. But these polyps single in 70% of cases. Inheritance is through autosomal dominant gene. Pathology of the hematomas are usually oval in shape. Some are spherical and almost always pedunculated, 3 to 10 mm in diameter, smooth, reddish brown and covered with mucous membrane. Clinical features: sticks of blood on the stool, rectal bleeding, anemia, polyp may protrude through the anus. Investigation: rectal examination, proctoscopy, polyp are seen in the rectum. Sigmoidoscopy, colonoscopy when the polyp is higher up. Barium enema, particularly air contrast type of barium enema, should be performed. Now the treatment: neoplasm is without malignant potentially. Treatment is the excision biopsy by snare of endoscope, by electrothermic snare, that is the polypectomy. Here is a good picture of the polyp, diffuse polyp of the intestine. Now the next type is neoplastic. That is, first is the tubular adenoma, adenomatous polyp. Most common neoplasm occurs in colon and rectum. Pathology: usually pedunculated, firm is consistency, bulb is pink to red in color. Clinical features: rectal hemorrhage, mucus discharge and protrusion of polyp. Treatment is colonoscopic removal by cautery snare. No malignancy, no further treatment, but regular proctoscopy as recurrence is common. If found malignancy, AP resection should be carried out. Here is the good pictures of the stages of the polyps in the intestine. This is the resected part of the intestine. Another image of polyp. Now second type is the villus adenoma, that is the papillary adenoma. This type is often sessile, smooth, soft and velvety, difficult to detect by the palpation, more than 1 cm in size. Tumors are bulky and poorly demarked. Clinical features of the villus adenoma are bright red rectal bleeding, discharge of mucus and watery discharge, weight loss, lower abdominal colic. This tumor is liable to secrete a large quantity, about 3 liters per day, of electrolyte-rich mucus show hypokalemia, that is the 200 millikilograms of the potassium per day may be required. Hyponatremia, hyperchloremia, uremia are common. Now the investigations, sigmoidoscopy and biopsy should be performed to know the cancer is prevented or not. Biopsy should be taken from the junction of the normal colon with base of the tumor. Treatment, small tumors without invasive malignancy, colonoscopic removal by Cotris Nair. If found malignancy, abdominal perineal resection, AP resection should be carried out. No invasive malignancy detected, no need of further treatment. Now the third type is the familial polyposis. Male and female are equally affected. Recognition, recognized as a Mendelian dominant inherited disease. Start at the age of 13 years in the distal segment of the colon and rectum. The small bowel is no involvement of the small bowel. If untreated, majority die of carcinoma before the age of 50 years. Pathology, absolutely similar to that of the solitary tubular adenoma seen in the adult, may be mixed with villus adenoma. Now the clinical features, passage of loose stool, blood stain start with mucus, frequent bouts of abdominal pain. Now the investigations in the familial polyposis coli are air contrast barium enema and sigmoidoscopy or colonoscopy should be performed. Advantages of to take the biopsy or biopsy can be taken. Treatment, total abdominal colectomy, AP resection of the rectum and anus and terminal ileostomy treated by the treatment of choice. To avoid ileostomy, subtotal colectomy with an ileorectal anastomosis should be performed. Now the neoplasms of the colon. B, this is the type B. First we see polyp and this is the type second, that is the carcinoma. Cancer of the colon and rectum complete with only the lungs as the leading site of the cancer in countries like UK and USA. Incidence is probably lower in Indian subcontinent. Peak incidence is in the 7th decade. Contribution of the colorectal cancer in such that rectum is the most affected part next to sigmoid colon and after the cecum. Then ascending transverse and descending colon and last hepatic and splenic flexures. Etiology, a few conditions considered as a precancerogenic like villus adenoma, familial polyposis, Gardner's syndrome and chronic ulcerative colitis. Next etiology is the genetic factor, then contribution of the adenomatous polyps. Here is a good picture of the adenomatous carcinoma of the colon. This is the resected part of the colon due to the adenomatous growth. This is the carcinoma of the intestine. Another image of the carcinoma of the intestine. Now the next etiology of the carcinoma of the intestine are diet. Animal fat, particularly the beef, those who are very prone to this type of the carcinoma, who are consuming animal fat. High fat diet changes the composition of the intestinal flora. Cholecystectomy increases the risk of colonic cancer by 2 times. Absence of gallbladder will lead to continuous flow of the bile salt and prolonged exposure of the bile acid to intestinal flora, which will changes the primary bile acid to secondary bile acids. Now the pathology. Grossly colorectal carcinoma can be divided into 4 types. Cauliflower or polypoid varieties, ulcerative types, tubular varieties and serous type, annular type. These are the colorectal carcinomas types. Microscopically, it is columnar called carcinoma arising from the epithelial cells or in the crypts of the liver canals. Now the spread of these colonic cancers by 4 routes: local spread, lymphatic spread, blood spread and the coelomic spread. Local spread from tissue to tissue and second is lymphatic spread by the epiploic lymph nodes situated on bowel wall, paracolic lymph nodes lying in relation with straight arteries, intermediate lymph nodes lying close to the main arteries, the main lymph nodes group of the origin of superior mesentery or inferior mesenterical artery. Third is the blood spread. Late in colorectal carcinomas only occurs when cells invade veins. Usually root is via the portal system and the liver is the most commonly affected. Now the coelomic spread, carcinoma has penetrated the serosa. Cells may become detached and seeded to distant point in the peritoneal cavity and eventually peritoneal carcinomatous is the result. Now the Duke's classification for stage A, growth is limited to bowel and prognosis is excellent. For stage B, CA has spread by direct into the adjoining structures but without lymphatic metastasis. Prognosis is relatively good after surgical treatment. But in the stage 3C, malignant growth has given rise to lymphatic metastasis. Clinical features, nausea, anemia is uncommon, but if represent indicates poor prognosis, dull, nagging pain, weight loss, blood and mucosa in the stool. Now the investigations: sigmoidoscopy, biopsy must be taken. Radiography, barium enema, X-ray visualized as a constant and irregular filling defect. Air contrast enema is the investigating technique in which the barium emulsion is partly evacuated and air in the injected into the colon. Small neoplasms involving only the mucous membrane may be demonstrated by this technique. And third investigation is the colonoscopy. With the advent of hyperoptic colonoscope, the whole of the colon up to the cecum can be viewed for practical purposes, and biopsy can be taken under the direct vision. The site of the biopsy should be carefully selected. Dear students, here is a good text picture on your screen shows how fiber-optic colonoscope can be used to see inside the colon up to the cecum. This is the fiber-optic colonoscope. Now the next investigation is the cytological study. Washed specimens or brushing may be obtained by colonoscope for cytological study. Useful where a biopsy cannot be obtained: luminal constriction, acute angulation preventing the advancement of the instrument. Indications: colonic cancers, inflammatory disease, colorectal polyps, lower GI tract hemorrhage. For next investigation is the CT scan is emerging as a sensitive, non-invasive method of the evaluating the extent of the disease, particularly in the pelvis. Lymph node metastasis may be detected by this technique. Intravenous urography is done whenever a lesion is suspected to involve the urinary tract. Now the treatment is surgical removal is the only acceptable curative therapy for colonic cancer. Now the preoperative preparation for such operations: to correct the anemia by transfusion, blood transfusion, high calorie and low residue diet, high fiber diet, bowel preparation by mechanical means, and B is the chemotherapy. Mechanical means the patient has placed on liquid diet for 3 days, should be given a strong oral purgative on each 3 mornings. Saline enema is given at night and in the morning before operation. And second is the chemotherapy. Efficacy of the antibiotic prophylaxis is minimizing septic complications of the colon surgery is now well established. Oral non-absorbable chemotherapy is in the form of succinyl sulfathiazole, that is the 2 gram 4 hourly for 5 days, with neomycin 1 gram 6 hourly for 5 days, metronidazole 750 mg for TDS for 5 days. Absorbable broad spectrum antibiotics are also used to prevent secondary infections around the anastomotic region. If defunctioning colostomy has been made, the lavage should be given through the distal colostomy opening. Now the operation: the tumor is examined whether it is mobile or fixed. If mobile, resectable, excision is the best treatment. If tumor has already metastasized to distant organs, radical surgery is not possible. The liver is palpated for metastasis. If present, the contraindicated for radical surgery. If there is a solitary liver metastasis, then it is resectable, otherwise palliative surgery in the form of excision of carcinoma of the colon is justified. Peritoneum is palpated all throughout, especially pelvic peritoneum for neoplastic implantation. Various groups of the lymph nodes are palpated from the colonic tumors to the origin of superior and or inferior mesenteric artery. Now extent of resection and choice of the operations. For cancers arising in the cecum, ascending colon and the hepatic plexus, right hemicolectomy with ileotransverse anastomosis in one stage. Right hemicolectomy involves 8 inches of the terminal ileum and cecum. The ascending colon means bowel supplied by the ileocolic and the right colic branches of the superior mesenteric artery should be resected. And if the growth in the transverse colon enough to remove the growth together with 3 inches of healthy bowels on each side, proximal and at the distal end, followed by the end-to-end anastomosis of the transverse colon. Dear students, here is a good picture showing the extent of the resection for carcinoma of the transverse colon. Next image showing the extent resection for the carcinoma of the descending colon. The terminal bifurcation of the inferior mesenteric artery is remained. And in the third image, second image of this image showing the extent of resection for carcinoma of the sigmoid colon, the left colic artery is retained. Now, if the growth in the splenic flexure, descending and pelvic colon, the left hemicolectomy resection of the distal third of the transverse colon, whole of the descending colon and the pelvic colon and upper part of the rectum should be resected. In the case of inoperable growth, either as a permanent colostomy or a transverse pelvic colostomy may be performed. For growth of the pelvic colon, the growth along with the 3 inches of the healthy colon on both sides is removed and primary anastomosis is made. For inoperable growth, a permanent transverse colostomy should be performed. Now the carcinoma of colon with obstruction, emergency primary resection resect the lesion and bring both cut ends on the colon out the proximal as and the end colostomy and the distal as a mucous fistula. In sigmoid carcinoma, distal cut end not possible to bring out, so close by suturing, so the Hartmann's procedure is used. Palliative operation, if the liver metastasis is unresectable or other organs are involved by metastasis, a palliative resection of the primary tumor should be done. If the growth is resectable, then palliative operation should be performed. And then cancer chemotherapy is recommended for the patient who have inoperable, recurrent or metastatic colonic cancer. The most frequently used drugs is 5-fluorouracil. Dear students, to watch all these colonic canceric operations video on YouTube to clear your concepts, there is a good video like abdominoperineal resection, colonoscopy and laparoscopic colectomy also. Here is the end of our surgery lecture number 32, that is the neoplasms of the colon. Thank you.